Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video and a brand new series on my channel. As you know, big football fan, I support Arsenal. I do a lot of Arsenal content on this channel. I upload a review of every single game that we play. I've decided after a lot of comments over the year or two that I've been doing Operation Arsenal, I want to talk about other things football. I want to talk about anything and everything going on in the world of football. There's a few other YouTube channels that do this. I would love to do my own version, so I have no idea what we're going to call it. But every now and again when I upload a video like this, we're just going to talk about some of the most interesting topics going on in football. So we're going to start off with probably what will be the biggest transfer of the summer should it happen, and that is Eden Hazard from Chelsea to, well, probably Real Madrid. I don't just want to offer my opinion on these things, I want to look into stats. I want to look at whether certain things are actually a good thing for both clubs. I don't think that's the case in this one, by the way. It's terrible for Chelsea to lose Eden Hazard. I want to look at the numbers, how much a player's worth, how much he might go for. Is the team buying that player going to be benefiting enough to warrant the price they're paying? Things like that. But of course, I want to give my opinion on things too. So with that being said, let's take a look at Eden Hazard's stats. He's of course played for two clubs. We've got Lille and we've got Chelsea. 194 games for Lille, scoring 50 goals. Very impressive stats. You can see why he moved to Chelsea. I remember there was a massive media frenzy about who he was going to choose. He had 4 different English clubs, maybe even 5 English clubs that wanted him. He eventually picked Chelsea, and boy, they got lucky. He got 53 assists while playing in France, by the way. But since moving over in 2011, he has made 342 appearances for Chelsea across all the competitions, 108 goals and 87 assists. This is without his Belgium stats as well. He's played 100 times for Belgium, of which he's captain for, by the way, and he has scored 30 goals for them as well. He really is an incredible player, and he is still only 28. And I say only because if you look at the likes of Ronaldo, Messi, still playing at the very best, even though they're well into their 30s now, Eden Hazard has at least a minimum 5 more years left in him at the top of his game. I think he could still be a very, very good signing for anyone out there, and Real Madrid would do very well to sign him. At the moment, his value right now is 135 million. But what does that mean? It means nothing. He's worth what someone will pay for him. 135 million is just his value if you look online. But for me, this guy's priceless. If Chelsea lose Eden Hazard, it's not good. It really isn't. So what do we think about this? Should Chelsea be letting Eden Hazard go? Well, of course not. No, you'd be absolutely insane. If you're a Chelsea fan and you think that you'd be better off selling Hazard no matter how much money you get for him, you're just wrong. He is 100%, without doubt, Chelsea's best player right now and has been for some time. And losing him to a team like Real Madrid is just not good enough. It really isn't. However, do you blame him? Do you blame Eden Hazard for feeling like he's done at Chelsea? He's achieved what he can achieve. He doesn't feel like there's anything left in that dream that he had. And now it's time to go to Real Madrid or maybe another club. It's very unlikely that he'll go anywhere else, I think. I think Real Madrid are the only club that he would go to at this point. Maybe PSG. I don't know if he's fancying going back to France. It's possible. But as you know, he's heavily linked with Real Madrid. And I don't know how much it's going to cost. It's almost impossible to know how much Real Madrid are actually willing to pay for Eden Hazard. But we'll be talking about a player that could be on his way out from Real Madrid, which I think will fund at least half of this deal. But first, we've got another Hazard to talk about. Thorgan Hazard is Eden's brother. He's currently playing in the Bundesliga for Mönchengladbach. Very, very good player. I actually think a bit underrated. A lot of people just assume that he's Hazard's little brother and he's nowhere near as good. But actually, if you take a look at Thorgan Hazard's stats, is it Thorgan? Is it Thorgan? You guys let me know in the comments down below. But if you look into his stats, he's actually a bit of a late bloomer. He's doing very, very well. He's 26 now, I believe. But Belgian international, he's very experienced in the Bundesliga, and there's no doubt in my mind he could easily get into one of the stronger teams in the Premier League. So with Eden Hazard potentially on his way this summer, maybe Thorgan is as well. And wouldn't it be hilarious? Wouldn't it be awesome if he ended up at Chelsea? They could keep Hazard, technically. It's his brother, but that would be a fascinating move. He isn't linked with Chelsea at this point. I think there's a few Bundesliga teams that are interested. RB Leipzig are one of them, but it would cost a lot of money. He does not have a release clause. He's got a contract until the end of next season, so you're going to have to pay quite big money to get Thorgan Hazard. Now, I was talking about Real Madrid selling a player this summer. That player is Gareth Bale. This is, I think it's craziness, what I'm about to tell you, okay? I couldn't believe it when I saw this myself. But if you look into the numbers that Real Madrid have spent on Gareth Bale since he joined in 2013, it's astronomical. I'm going to go ahead and put it up on screen right now. 44 games in the first season, 3,300 minutes played, 22 goals, a salary of basically 35 million euros, a cost per match of 800,000 euros, 1.6 million euros per goal, and get this, 10,500 euros per minute. And you know what? That was one of the cheaper seasons. It blows my mind when you have a look at the 2016-2017 season. He only played 27 times, less than 2,000 minutes. He didn't even score more than 10 goals. Yet, his salary, 43.8 million euros that year. Cost per match of 1.6 million euros. What? Is that some sort of joke? Almost 5 million euros per goal, and then a cost per minute of 22,600 euros. Now, if you're Real Madrid and you're looking at these numbers, you must be cringing. It's an insane amount of money for a player that, sure, great player. Don't get me wrong, Bale is a fantastic player, but is he worth these kind of numbers? A total of 236 million euros has been spent by Real Madrid on Gareth Bale since he moved from Tottenham in 2013. There's no doubt in my mind this guy is not happy. You can see it when he's playing. He's not going to be there in this summer. The pressure is immense, and he hasn't lived up to his incredible price. It's just the way it is. Unfortunately, Gareth Bale, although he's done amazing things at Real Madrid, you know, you think of the Champions League goal he scored, the overhead kick, the last-minute winner against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey final all those years ago. He's had moments of magic, but he just hasn't hit the heights they were expecting. And I just don't see a future for him at Real Madrid anymore. He will continuously say he's happy, he doesn't want to move. But I think we're going to be seeing Gareth Bale out and Eden Hazard coming in. In other news, we have Bournemouth telling Chelsea that Callum Wilson is not for sale. Don't know what I think about this one. Chelsea wanting to sign Callum Wilson. I don't really understand why they would want to do that. Clearly, they're not going to be keeping Higuain. It's pretty obvious that he will be returning after his loan. I think it's pretty obvious they do not want Morata anymore, so I'm sure that will be a permanent transfer by the end of this year to Atletico Madrid. Giroud, not wanted. So maybe Callum Wilson is the answer, but is he really good enough for a team like Chelsea? A team like Chelsea that could be losing their best player, Eden Hazard, for 150 million plus. You really think they're going for Callum Wilson as their main player? I doubt it very much, but either way, if they have inquired, Bournemouth have said unequivocally, Callum Wilson is not for sale. And then in other transfer news, we have Bayern Munich. I mean, they've spent a lot of money on next season's transfers already, with Pavard coming in, Lucas Hernandez from Atletico Madrid, but now they want Nicolas Pepe. Now, Nicolas Pepe is a player that's doing very well over in the French league, and I think potentially could be a very good signing and a Robin replacement for Bayern Munich. He has scored 19 goals this season, 9 assists as well in all competitions, which is very, very decent. I don't think it's bad at all. At a club like Lille as well, you know, they're not going to be scoring 5 goals a game, are they? He's done very well there, over on the wing as well. So I would actually love to see Pepe move this summer. I think he could be one of the players for the future, and it seems Bayern Munich are very, very interested. Of course, they have Ribery as well, who's a player they brought on at the weekend against Dortmund when they beat them 5-0. He's clearly still a good player and good enough to get into the team, but are they thinking ahead here? Are they bringing in all of these young players because they know they've got an ageing squad? And now for the final bit of news before the Champions League games kick off tonight. Ronaldo is back in the Juventus squad to face Ajax. I thought that's very interesting news because they've clearly rushed him back a little bit. They're worried about this game against Ajax, the giant killers this season, of course, taking out Real Madrid in the last round. But Juventus will have Ronaldo in the squad. Will he start? It's going to be very interesting to see if he does. He scored a hat-trick in that second leg comeback against Atletico Madrid in the last 16. They need him. They want him to be scoring goals against Ajax, and I think we're in for a treat if he does start. I've got a feeling he might come on as a sub, but we will soon find out. Cannot wait for the games tonight. Let me know if you're excited for those as well. And let me know if you enjoyed this video, something completely different. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.